Hello, everyone. Vincent here. Since Garrett got to do a Q&A, it's only fair if I have the chance to do one. So, without further delays, after apparently technical issues or something like that, let's just get into these questions. Our first set of questions comes from Vilmo's Spice Rack. Number 1. If you were on a Shrink Hansen, what would it be like? Wait, you want to shrink Hansen? What did Hansen ever do to you? Who even is this Hansen you're talking about? I don't have anything against him. Why would I want to shrink him and then step on him, I guess? I guess that's what you mean by be on. I mean, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to just shrink a guy named Hansen and then step on him? If you have problems with this Hansen guy, I think you need to work things out with him. Jeez. Number 2, what do you think about Team Raptor Adventures? Uh, I guess that's like a sport team made up of eagles, I guess? Yeah, sounds fun. Number 3, where do flamingos live? Rivers. Number 4, what Ornischian would you be? That's a weird question. Well, if I had to be any bird's hip, I guess it'd be an ostrich's hip since they look the strongest. Question, so weird answer. Number 5, what do you think about Jason Freeney? Who? Number 6, what species of macaw lives in hot springs? Ha! That's a trick question, because I know for a fact that macaws are birds, and birds don't live in hot springs, they live in trees. Ha ha ha! You tried to trick me, but I am too smart for you. Number 7, what do you think about Shinobi? Who? Number 8, what is the Chinese equivalent of a Japanese samurai? No idea. Number 9, what do you think about the blue? Ugh, that guy is so annoying. Number 10, what do you think about Poland Ball? I don't know what a Poland is. Is it like a theme park based around poles? Because that sounds very boring. Like, oh, let's go to Poland! They have pole-themed rides! Yay! Yeah, so exciting! So, I don't know why you're asking this like I would like it, but Poland? That sounds boring. Why would you go to a theme park based around poles? Poles are boring! And as for the ball part, I don't know, do they have a baseball field there or something? Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, this just sounds boring. So yeah, Poland ball, that just sounds boring. Our next set of questions comes from Tubers93. Number 1, what do you think about succulents? Oh, don't even get me started. One time I was over at these fairies' house, and they gave me a soup that they said was the most succulent thing ever. I drank it. Next thing I know, I wake up in a ditch, and this crazy ghost woman is trying to drown me, and she's screaming in Spanish, something about taking her children or something. So yeah, ever since that incident, I do not eat anything that is described as succulent, because that's just a red flag for me. Number 2, where would you be on Mars? Mars is kind of crowded right now. In one half, you got the Greys, and on the other half, Ares built a giant ego statue that he doesn't like anyone going anywhere near. So, I don't think I could live on Mars. Oh, now if we were talking about Venus, now that's a planet I'd like to go to. Number 3, what dinosaur would you be? If I had to be any terrible lizard, I'd be a terrible iguana. Number 4, what do you think about country balls? Is that the sport where you kick the black and white ball around into the net, then scream? Seems kind of annoying. Number 5, what do you think about solar sand? The sun does not have sand. It's made of fire and plasma. And if the sun was made of sand, it would get all over the place. It would just drop on top of the planet while it's being dragged across the sky by either Ra, or Amaterasu, or Huitzilopochtli, or Helios. So if the sun was made of sand, that'd be a very, very bad thing. But then again, maybe the sun is made of sand in your universe, because your guys' solar system is all kind of messed up. The sun is massive, and apparently your Earth is round. So, yeah, your guys' solar system is really messed up. And from what I'm hearing now, apparently your guys' sun is made of sand. So, yeah, that's another point against your solar system. Number 6, if you go to DeviantArt, what would you see? I don't like the sound of that place, I will never go. Number 7, what do you think about Escola de Insanity? Why would I go to a school for insane people? Number 8, have you ever rode on a train? But I've never done it myself. Number 9, what would you do if the thing would confront you? What thing? There's a lot of things in this world. You gotta be more specific there. Number 10, what is your nationality? I am a proud resident of the Enchanted Forest. The next set of questions comes from Ludwig Renstrom. Number 1, are there any river monsters in the Land of Myths? Yeah, there's plenty of them. I mean, you got Nessie, the Agapogo, Gilman, a lot of other guys, something, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you got a lot of river monsters in this world. Number 2, how does technology operate in this world? Well, it really depends on a species by species basic. Ogres and trolls, they're kind of Stone Age. Elves and goblins are more medieval. Fairies, yeah, they're about contemporary. So yeah, it's a species by species basis. Number three, what do you eat in the land of myth? Well, I personally don't need to eat anymore. I only do it recreationally, like sleeping. Although I don't sleep much anymore. But as for everyone else, again, it's a species by species basis. Some species are carnivores, like dragons or trolls. Others are herbivores, like fairies or unicorns. But some are omnivores, like ogres. And as for restaurants, yeah, we do have restaurants here. They're not very safe or sanitary, but that's how I like my restaurants. Thank you very much. Number four, do movie monsters like Godzilla live in the land of myths? I don't know who Godzilla is, but yeah, plenty of my friends have become movie stars, although they do have to change their designs when they make movies for fear of copyright infringement. Some of my friends who've made it into the movies are this giant gorilla guy, this giant lizard who he's friends with, and their friend, this giant turtle guy who has rockets on his body. Oh, and then there's also the zombie hockey player who lives near the lake, and he's obsessed with camps for some reason. And then there's a good friend of mine. He got burned to death, and now he's a spirit who and now he's a spirit who can walk through dreams. He seems like a nice guy. He tells me he's great with kids. So yeah, plenty of people here have become movie stars in their own way. Number five, are there different countries in the land of myth? Yes and no. You see, our maps are more based on environment rather than however you guys sort it. I don't know. So, in one area you got the forest, and that's considered its own realm, and then the swamp is its own place, and there's the desert, and then there's the land where the sun never rises, and that's its own place. As for who rules, most species prefer to be ruled by someone of their own species, so as for rulers, it's again another species by species thing. But everyone has to listen to the gods, so there's that. The next set of questions comes from Sorophagianix Boy. Number one, if some cryptids are hoaxes and other stuff, what are those in your universe? Uh, they exist. Number two, what is the relationship between Zeus and Allah? I don't know who that is, I'm sorry. Like, I've researched Zeus's family tree. It's very long, but I have never seen that name before, so I'm sorry for not being able to answer. Number three, have you ever been to the Void? It's overrated. Number four, how did you find and watch Monster School or whatever it's called? Oh, let me tell you the story of Monster School or whatever it's called. So one day, I was at Garrett's house and he was like, hey, and I was like, hey. And then he said, hey, I got something to show you, Vince, and I think you might like it since you're into monsters. And I'm like, yeah, of course I'm into monsters. I live with monsters. And then he's like, oh, okay, calm down. And he pulls out this doll, and it's like, it looks exactly like a human, but with purple skin. I look at it, I'm confused for a second, then I notice the fags, and he tells me that's Dracula's daughter, and I was like, what? How is that Dracula's daughter? Vampires have gray skin, not purple skin. And then he's like, yeah, this is from a series called Monster School or whatever. So then he shows me all the other dolls and tells me they're all children of famous monsters. I was so confused by this, I went home and started rethinking my life for a while until I realized they're just toys. What? I still find them stupid because you humans just cannot accept monsters looking different. No, you can only like monsters if they look like humans. Can't you? Can't you? So anyway, that's how I discovered Monster School or whatever it's called. Number five, how do some non-humanoid creatures talk? Same way you do, I guess? I don't know. Number six, what do you think about earth animals? I look at some of them and I wonder why monsters are considered the weird ones. Number seven, what is the meaning of life? I'm not allowed to say. Number eight, what do you think of Eric? If I could, I would bathe the skies with his blood. And our final set of questions comes from Sad Pathetic Taxidermy Otter. Number one, what is breeding season like for the land of myths? Again, this is a species by species basis. Some species don't even have a breeding season, they just breed whenever. But for ones that do, it can be quite interesting. Ogres have a breeding season. Then when it's over, all the ogres who didn't find a partner, get this, they get together and they start singing. Yeah, they all get together and make a chorus singing an incomprehensible song that is literally just gibberish. And they do this for 3 days straight. And it sounds like this. and is underlined by the sound of them crying. You can hear it halfway across the planet. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. Number two, what do you think of zombie girls? I don't know, same way I do about zombie boys. Why would I think any? Oh, are you talking about that thing where? Oh, are you talking about that thing where you humans draw female monsters as literally looking like Technicolor humans, while the males are actually monstrous? Why do you guys do that? Is that supposed to be attractive to the monster? Because that's not attractive to most monsters. To most monsters, that would just be lunch. So why do you guys do that? It doesn't make any sense. What kind of sexual dimorphism is that? Why would the female of one species look exactly like the female of another species? Ugh, I don't get it at all. Number three, how do skinwalkers work in the land of myth? Well, they work the same way most other monsters do. One time they and Selkies went to court over copyright infringement, trying to both accusing each other of being ripoffs of one another. I don't remember who started it or who actually won, but that was an interesting time in this land's history. Number four, have you heard of Slender Man? Oh, he died. Number five, do internet urban legends exist in my world, like the Scoops? I don't know what a Scoops is. The back rooms. What? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would the back part of a room be here? That's just silly. Or creepypastas. Yeah, I've met plenty of creepypastas. Just the other day, my spaghetti tried to eat my fork. That was definitely creepy. Number six, have you ever read web comics? Sometimes man-eating spiders, eat people while they're reading comic books and they get attached to their webs. But, that's a weirdly specific question. How can I have a favorite if it's a description and not really a plot summary? That's another weird question. Number seven, what is the best edible creature in the land of myth? Unicorns. They come with their own skewers, so that's extra convenient. Number eight, if Bigfoot's your father, does that mean you have uncles from Florida, the Himalayas, China, and Sumatra? By blood, no. Bigfoot's only blood relative who's still alive is the Yeti. As for the other Sasquatches, they're not related by blood. But, on the other hand, most cryptids do consider themselves a form of family of some sort, so there's that. Number nine, how's that tribe girl in Mitch doing? Well, Lola's doing fine. She got a new pair of prosthetic legs courtesy of Pele. They're made of lava rocks, but they work just as well as real legs. So, yeah, there's that. Number 10, do you like MJ's Thriller? I don't know what an MJ is. Number 11, who's Vincent's favorite non... Number 11, who's Vincent's favorite Goosebumps character? Uh, that's a weird question. Why are there so many weird questions today? Uh, I guess my favorite kind of goosebump are extra bumpy? Well, I just have one more question and I'll be on my way. This comes from a channel named Louis C. Eifer, and he writes, Dear Vincent, as soon as I get the other gems, you're going down, your world is going up in flames. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I would like to see you try. See you soon. And then he just captioned it with three sixes. Uh, I think I gotta go. Goodbye.